If you're thinking about moving to Charlotte in 2026 or just starting to kind of look into the area, this is the video I want you to watch first. I'm going to walk you through where home prices sit right now, what your budget can get you in different parts of Charlotte, and the kind of lifestyle you'll find in each area. We'll also talk about the job market that's bringing people here, how school assignments work if you've got kids, what you can expect from the weather and outdoor life, and the same steps I take my out-of-state buyers through when they're getting ready to make the move. So if you're new here, I'm Mark Weinberg, and I've been helping families relocate to the Charlotte area for close to 13 years now. Let's get to it. Every Charlotte relocation video seems to use the word affordable, but that word doesn't tell you much anymore. Your starting price changes fast depending on where you're looking and the condition of the home. If you ignore that, it's easy to spend too much in one area or come in too low on the right house. Right now, home prices across Charlotte land in the mid $400,000 price point, depending on whether you're looking at closed sales or estimated home values. Those numbers measure different things, and you need to know which one of them you're truly looking at. A home that just sold, typical home value, aren't the same numbers, so when someone gives you a price, ask which one they're using. Inventory has opened up since the frenzy years, but Mecklenburg County and the city core are still tighter than the outer suburbs. A well-priced, move-in ready home in a strong area can still sell fast. Homes that need work tend to sit a little bit longer and see some of the more price cuts. Now, mortgage rates are sitting in the mid 6% range nationally, so that needs to be part of your budget from day one. North Carolina also has a flat income tax just under 4%, and property tax stay on the lower side, although your exact bill comes down to the property address. And yes, if you're comparing Charlotte today to Charlotte 5 years ago, the price jump is hard to miss. But most of the families I work with are coming from more expensive markets, and the equity they bring with them can still go much further here. So once you've got a handle on the numbers, the next step is figuring out which Charlotte lifestyle fits the way you want to live, and that's where we're going next. Whether you're coming over next week, next month, or even next year, get clear on that before you start clicking through listings. Quick note before we move on. If you're watching from out of state, this is exactly the kind of move I help people with. Area breakdowns, neighborhood deep dives, short list before you ever get on a plane, all of it. My contact information is linked in the description if you want some help narrowing down things like this. Charlotte doesn't give you one way to live. You got five different options here, and the one you choose can change your budget, your commute, and what a normal day looks like. Starting with Myers Park and Eastover, which is the older, established, high-end side of Charlotte. You've got mature trees, older homes, and streets that just move at a slower pace than the rest of the city. If that's the Charlotte you're picturing, just know what comes with it. You're shopping in the luxury tier here, and prices can change from one street to the next, and I wouldn't give you one number and pretend it covers the entire area. Now, SouthPark and Ballantyne gives you another version of upscale living. SouthPark is Charlotte's established South Central hub with shopping, restaurants, and amenities that are already in place. Ballantyne is still changing right in front of us, and the park and amphitheater are open. New roads have been built, and Wegmans is coming later this year. So if you work in a corporate setting and want more walkability without giving up newer construction, Ballantyne should be on your list. Just understand that it's still growing into the walkable lifestyle. It's not all there just yet. Now, talking about South End and Dilworth, because people group these all the time together and they don't live truly the same. South End puts the city right outside your door. Restaurants, the rail line, converted old buildings, and more energy once the workday is over. Dilworth is just right beside it, but the pace changes fast. Plus, you got older streets, more homes, more yard space, and a quieter feel while still being close enough to walk over to South End. So Think about your normal week. If being able to walk to dinner matters more, South End probably fits better. Or if you'd rather have more space and a quieter street, Dilworth starts making more sense. Head north and you get into Huntersville and the wider Lake Norman area. This is where boating, water access, and slower weekends become part of the lifestyle. Lake Norman is not one housing market, and it's a waterfront home, a home with lake access, and a regular suburban home a few streets away are three different searches, and the price reflect it completely. And the last one is Matthews, which is one of my favorite areas to show families. Matthews is its own incorporated town with a downtown, a town green, a farmer's market, and its own local government. It doesn't feel like somebody just put a nice entrance sign in front of another subdivision. If you like the idea of real downtown and a slower weekend morning, Matthews is worth a serious look. Just make sure you drive that commute before you get attached to the house, because the town feel doesn't make traffic go away. Now that you know which of these lifestyles fits the way you want to live, Charlotte starts getting much easier to truly understand. And once you see that, you also start to understand why the city keeps pulling people in. If you drive through Uptown today, you see something that looks different from a few years ago, and the cranes aren't just sitting over bank towers anymore. Charlotte has been a major banking center for a long time, and Bank of America and Wells Fargo still shape the big part of the city's financial identity. That matters because banking helped build the professional job base that brought other companies and workers here. Now, the job market goes well beyond banking, which means employment is up 1.2% year over year, with finance, professional service, and healthcare all adding strength. Charlotte isn't depending on one industry to carry the whole city, and you've got several major sectors supporting jobs at the same time, which gives the local economy more balance. Healthcare and life sciences are becoming a bigger part of that mix also. The Pearl Innovation District has already opened, and there's a new medical school campus. They're doing clinical training today. So this isn't one of those projects people keep talking about for 5 years while nothing happens. Students and researchers are already inside the building. There's another piece you should know about. A 1% transportation sales tax is now helping fund roads, buses, and future rail expansions, including planned Silver Line. The funding is already moving. But let me tell you something I tell my buyers. Don't buy a house today because you're counting on the future rail line to fix your commute. If it helps you later, great. Your daily drive still needs to work with what is existing right now. You've also got continued investments around the city's stadium and entertainment areas, which can support demand in nearby neighborhoods. And when a city keeps adding jobs, industries, and new development, more households tend to follow. That growth doesn't stop with housing either, and it reaches right into the school conversations. That's where we're going next. There's one thing relocation families need to check early, and it has nothing to do with the price of the house. Charlotte Mecklenburg School assigns students based on the exact address, and then you've got zoning options and magnet programs on top of that. So just because a neighborhood is known for a certain school doesn't mean your specific house is assigned there. That's why I always tell buyers, don't choose a house based on a school name alone. Check the exact assignment for that exact address before you write the offer if the school is that important. Now, if a private school is part of your plan, you're looking at somewhere in the mid $20,000 to mid $30,000 per child per year before the books, activities, or transportations. That covers most of the better known options around Charlotte, but always go straight to the school for the current tuition. And once you get past K through 12, you got some strong higher educations in the region also. UNC Charlotte is up in the University City. Davidson College is just north of Charlotte, and Wingate University sits southeast of the city. So get the address, specific school answers before you get attached to the house. And once that part is clear, the next thing you understand is what day-to-day life looks like after the move is complete and done. Weather is one of the things people don't spend enough time thinking about before a cross-country move. Charlotte gets a real summer. It's hot. It's humid and you feel it. Winters are much milder, but you can still get occasional freeze or some snow events that throw people off. Freedom Park is still one of the classic green spaces close to the city. Plus, you've got the lake, trails, and open fields all pretty close to the center of Charlotte. Just keep in mind, it's an active public park with ongoing maintenance, so check current conditions instead of judging it's off on an old photo online. If you want more water around, Lake Norman gives you a much bigger version of that lifestyle. Boating, paddling, fishing, even camping, if that is, some of your options. So when you're looking up there, think about whether you want the lake to be part of your normal week, or is it something drive to for just the weekend? And a couple of quick updates on the cultural side. The Aviation Museum by the airport is now the Sullenberg Aviation Museum, and the Levine Museum of the New South is no longer in its old uptown location. It's planned a new home in South End. None of that is going to decide whether Charlotte works for you, but it does help you understand what the day-to-day life looks here and for your activities and fun and enjoyment. And moving into the part that matters once you've decided to move, how you handle the whole process from another state. Most relocation checklists miss the part that can throw an out-of-state move off track, and they have nothing to do with the house itself. Start with the map before you start looking at flights. Figure out where you're working, what kind of lifestyle you want, and narrow your search to 3 of the lifestyle lanes we just covered. Next, run the real numbers for the exact addresses, which means a lender quote, current insurance costs, and specific tax justifications for that house. City averages won't tell you what your monthly payment is going to look like. Then test the commute when you're driving it. So don't do it on a quiet Saturday morning. If you're comparing Matthews, Ballantyne, or Lake Norman with something closer to uptown, that drive can change the whole decision-making process. Virtual scouting can save you a lot of time before you even get on the plane, but you've got to use it the right way. Ask for a live walk of the street, the driveway, the back of the property, the route towards your office, and don't stop at the polished listing video. Now, you hear some agents give you one offer deadline like every home in Charlotte follows the same rules. It doesn't work that way. Some well-priced homes in strong areas still move fast. Others give you a little more time. Let the specific house and the comps tell you how quickly you truly need to move on that property. And this is where having somebody on ground matters. You want someone pulling real comps for that street and telling you what's already finished, what's under contract, and what that could mean for the home you are considering. Put yourself in that winning seat by getting these 6 steps. Once you do, the move starts feeling a whole lot more manageable from 1,000 miles away. Now, take everything you've covered and turn it into your actual game plan. The buyers who figure out how they want to live before they pick the zip code have a much easier time narrowing Charlotte down. And that's what keeps the city from feeling overwhelming once you truly get here. So if you're relocating to Charlotte in 2026 and want a short list built around your real commute and budget, shoot me an email at mark@albrecht.com with your timeline and the areas you're considering. I'll be glad to help you out. And if you've narrowed it down but still aren't sure how the commute holds up, watch the video I've linked next. I break down how the wrong route can cost you close to 49 hours a year in traffic, plus the highways you need to pay attention to before you choose a specific street. Until next time, hope to see you around town.